Hello everybody, how are you? We're coming up on Atlanta here in the next hour probably, and so many people are asking questions about my first few videos about the history of Atlanta, the beginning of the town, and one of them is somebody was surprised that Atlanta was originally discovered by Christopher Columbus back in around the 1492 time period. And they also wondered who was the guy that was running the refreshment stand that was simply a snack stand in Buckhead that was the original site of the city. And that guy was named Edward C. Pepino. And the weird thing is, he was also an explorer. He also lived in Spain, and he also had money to set sail, but he was on a different quest. He was trying to find a route to the Philippines, because that's where he originally came from. And part of it was a personal mission to get home, to get back to his people. But he didn't know where it was. So he contracted with the Kingdom of Spain, just like Christopher Columbus, but his mission was different. Pepino's mission was to find a route to the Philippines, and he crashed into America ahead of Columbus, but he had no idea. He didn't know where he was. And he set out on foot and ended up in Buckhead and decided to just open up a refreshment stand, a snack stand, until he could figure out what to do next. And that was in Buckhead because he had nailed a deer buckhead to the front of his snack stand as a marketing gimmick. And as every traveler came by to get a refreshment, get a soda, get a cold beer, they go, "Nice Buckhead. Where are we?" He said, "You're in Buckhead." Yeah, Buckhead. He just went with it. And then, of course, when Columbus came along, he named the whole region Atlanta. The whole region around, the whole area around Buckhead, he called it Atlanta. And that's what it's been named to this day. So the question then arose, well, what were they selling? What were they selling in the refreshment stand? Well, guys, I don't know if you know, but back in 1490s, they were selling an early version of Coca-Cola. Did you ever wonder why Coca-Cola is headquartered in Atlanta? Well, that's because for hundreds of years they've been selling a version of Coca-Cola in the area. The native tribes sold it early on, and then as explorers came into the region, they licensed the concoction from the native tribes, and that's what Pepino was selling there at his little refreshment stand when Christopher Columbus came along. Now, the thing is, they knew each other back in Spain. They both knew each other back in Spain, so it was like, "Hey, Christopher! Hey, Edward Pepino! Hey!" And they quickly moved from the Coca-Colas to a little heavier refreshment because they were ready to party. It was Old Home Week. So you may wonder, well, how come the Kingdom of Spain was sending out all these different ships? The thing is, they had a early version of what we call a tech incubator, right? Or sometimes it's called a skunk works, and that's where here in America in present day, one of them is called Y Combinator. Another is called 500 Startups. And the whole goal is to send a number of ships out, or the whole goal then was to send out a number of ships. Nobody knew which one was going to be successful, right? And so the Kingdom of Spain, they figured, well, we better start investing because otherwise we're going to run out of gold or whatever else they used as their fiat currency. And that's what happened. They got Edward Pepino looking for the Philippines. They got Christopher Columbus looking for a route to India. And they had 4 or 5 different startups at one time looking for different routes around the world. And that's why it was Old Home Week when Christopher Columbus came upon Edward Pepino running a refreshment stand right there in Buckhead, selling Coca-Cola. I mean, it's really amazing, all of the threads of history, how they crisscross and work their way back against each other over and over. So guys, I hope that clarifies some of it, and we're going to have so much more. So come back. We're having a lot of fun over here. Tell your friends it's Atlanta time.